The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence are a non-profit organization dedicated to communities that are not taken care of by the government. I'm Sister till the next time, and I am the current abbess of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence in San Francisco. We are a group of queer nuns that serve our community just like nuns do. We raise money for people who are in need. We are always at bars and just being present for people on the street. A lot of people just need to have a talk with us. We are not tied to any religion, but we are not mocking anyone. Since 1979, we provide support. People have been suffering from guilt that they've been carrying, and we are just here to free the world from all the guilt, to spread universal joy. We are your favorite nuns, and we are here to show people that we love them.
So the Los Angeles baseball team, the LA Dodgers, initially did the right thing by rejecting a request to honor a queer and trans-nun LGBTQ group called the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence at a Pride Night in June this year. I figured that'll be the end of the story, but not in 2023, as the freaks are not just coming out, they're here, and apparently they're in control. As just a few days later, after that courageous executive decision, the Dodgers, just like any other American company, politicians, and celebrities, they basically bended the knee and caved in, to where not only, they reconsidered the invitation and ended up inviting the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, but they apologized. Like, what? Really? If this doesn't tell us, who and what is in control of our society, I don't think nothing will.
The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence getting more support than they ever imagined. The LA Dodgers now backstepping, not only out with an apology, but also re-inviting the Sisters to the team's annual Pride Night at the stadium next month. The Sisters welcoming it as a genuine apology.
One of the things we wanted to communicate to them was that a simple apology and re-invitation would simply not be enough. We, as well as the rest of our community, we want to ensure that this is genuine and that they are taking the right steps to reconfirm their allyship with us.
We understand that the Dodgers are sticking their neck out a little bit in associating with us, and we're extremely gratified that our own community spoke to them and said, yes, they look funny, but they do good work. Learn more about them.
The Sisters known for their charitable work through the LGBTQ community, but it is their style of dress, appearing in drag, describing themselves as, quote, queer and trans nuns, that ignites the controversy, leading the Dodgers to first uninvite the Sisters last week after the fallout from the sharp criticism by some Catholic organizations, claiming the Sisters are a mockery, a claim the Sisters flatly reject.
Reconfirm their allyship. Folks, this is stuff of deprivation, mockery, and blasphemy. And it's not going anywhere. I mean, it has no reason to die but to multiply. I mean, just the name of the organization, it says, Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, Perpetual Indulgence. To me, that just means, endless satisfaction or permanent gratification. But from a Catholic standpoint, an indulgence is like kind of like an act of forgiveness, forgiveness of sins given to you by the Pope. So this group, Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, are basically saying that they're sisters of endless forgiveness. And from a biblical standpoint, that is correct to a degree, but you have to correct the sin and not continually repeat it. However, that doesn't seem to be the case here, as they are living lies, and making a mockery of the Catholic religion. And what do they get for that? A hero award from the LA Dodgers? I tell you, only in America can something like this happen. Look, I may not be Catholic, but I at least will have respect for someone's belief system, on how they worship, how they want to worship. I mean, this stuff is getting crazier and crazier. I never in my life even heard of this group, let alone seen a drag queen, dressed up this way, but apparently this organization, they've been around even before I was even born. So looking at their history, or as they refer to as sistery, this group started nowhere else but San Francisco in the 70s. How ironic that a group that denigrates a religion originated from a city that's being denigrated each and every day before our eyes. I mean, damn. San Francisco is like the mecca of debauchery and wickedness. Seriously. I mean, the only good thing about San Francisco I could think of is Steph Curry's 3-point shot. That's the only good thing I could think about that city. But anyway, so this group started in the 70s. And from what I read, they were instrumental in assisting a lot of gay men, back then who were contracting AIDS and STDs in the 80s, as they were providing, healthcare and, advocacy for safer sex by putting pamphlets in bathhouses and so on and so on, that's good. That's great. That's a good thing to do. I remember back in my younger years when I was very promiscuous, with ladies only, there's a exit only sign on my behind. But I would I'd say 2 or 3 times per year, go to get tested. And it was at clinics that were in the, let's say, colorful parts of town. And they would conduct, STD tests, for free. But I always give them like, $20, $30 and so forth. And I think last year I gave the one down here in Dallas $50 one time because if you recall last year, it was a explosion with the whole monkeypox situation. So the gay community down there had a drive to raise money, because I had sympathies for these guys. They're in a lifestyle that has a high risk level, and even though I disagree with the whole gay lifestyle, I do agree and want, them to have the ability to live a healthy lifestyle, a healthy life, but these people who belong to the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, they're going way beyond that. They're going way beyond than just being gay. And if you notice in the news and on the mainstream websites like CNN and such, they discuss how these guys, they give to charity, and all the good things they do. And I'm not debating that, but two things can be right at the same time. On one hand, they're helping out the community. And on the other hand, they're doing stuff like this.
Here we go. House of Jesus!
You can't get more San Francisco than that. You celebrate yourself, you celebrate being proud of who you are and being creative and be a little out of the box. Everybody leaves their problems behind and just come here to have fun.
I mean, come on, man. How can a major league baseball team that is supposedly about families support this degrading behavior? I mean, these guys are blatantly mocking the Catholic religion, and in some of these clips, they're also mocking Christianity, as both, Catholics and Christians in some ways, they overlap. It's just real sickening. But honestly, just now thinking about it, it's actually a shock that the Dodgers initially rejected the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Because normally these companies and teams, they just capitulate right away. But for them to make a drastic U-turn and accept these satanic looking clowns, it just tells me, hell, it tells us that their advertisers and sponsors got on their ass. Because I'm sure the LGBTQ and their advocacy groups got on their asses, figuratively speaking. I hope. And what do you know? Doing a little research, I see that the LA Dodgers main sponsor is a car manufacturer, Hyundai. And according to the Corporate Equality Index, Hyundai earned a top score of 100, meaning that they fully support LGBTQ related issues. So the Dodgers, they basically had no choice. Well, they did, but they chose money over ethics and morality. And we know the players are not going to say anything, because they're weak. They're compromised by their contracts. And minority owner Magic Johnson, he's just a famous face. So he goes along to get along. So on June 16th, in about 2 weeks or so, we will see the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence be honored, as opposed to being reprimanded for mockery. Once again, as I always say, only in America, like Don King would say. Now, there's an online petition going around, I believe it's by PragerU, and I'll leave the link in the summary below. And if you choose to sign it, as I have, I appreciate that. We got to speak up and against this agenda that's being pushed hard in our current society, because these people, they seriously need help. A trans-nun? Come on, man. So tell me what you think. Comment below. So the Dodgers have given this trans-nun group honorary spot at a baseball game. Let me know. Enlighten me. Maybe I'm missing something because I don't get it.